We'd known each other since we were in diapers, and it was painfully obvious we were into each other, but neither of us would ever be the first to say it. Her daily routine was coming up with new ways to mess with me, and mine was stubbornly waiting for her to just confess already. Then one day, I found her secret stash of all my old class notes, and she discovered my phone's camera roll was basically a shrine to her. It turned out the war had been won a long time ago. I stared at the smug gif of a frog sipping tea she'd just sent me in our chat. Maya, admit I'm your hero, and I'll do your calculus homework. There she was again. Maya, in all her glory. This was the third time this week my so-called childhood friend was holding my grades for ransom. Me, not happening. I replied instantly. Maya, fine, have fun with that derivative worksheet. An image popped up below it. My calculus worksheet, sitting on her desk. Me, when did you even grab that? Maya, this afternoon, when you were drooling in your sleep during study hall. She sent another gif, this one a laughing hyena. I subconsciously wiped the corner of my mouth. It was dry. She got me again. Me, give it back. Maya, you gotta ask nicely. Me, please give it back. Maya, nope, not sincere enough. Me, then what do you want? Maya, I'm thinking a breakfast burrito from the corner spot tomorrow. Me, with extra bacon. Maya, deal. 5 minutes later, I heard our secret knock on my front door. 3 short taps, then one long one. I opened it. Maya stood there in a ridiculous Pikachu onesie, her hair thrown up in a messy bun. She dangled my worksheet from her fingertips. Say the words, and it's yours, she said, grinning. Isn't the burrito enough? That's the delivery fee, she said. This is for my emotional damages. What emotional damages have I ever caused you? Your entire existence is a constant source of stress for me. She tilted her head and smiled, her eyes curving into little crescent moons. Coming from her, it sounded less like an insult and more like a weird form of flirting. I knew she was doing it on purpose. She'd been doing it for 10 years. I lunged for the worksheet. She snatched it back, hiding it behind her. The worksheet, Maya. First, the words. You're 3 months younger than me. But my emotional age is way more mature. Oh, really? Were you more mature? My eyes instinctively glanced down at the front of her Pikachu pajamas. I regretted it instantly. Huge mistake. Maya's eyes narrowed. Leo Thompson, she said slowly. We're exactly where your eyes just now. Nowhere. You're a terrible liar. Pikachu's cute. I mumbled, grasping at straws. Oh, she dragged the word out. So you like the cute, childish stuff? Should I wear my Hello Kitty pajamas tomorrow? Don't. Or maybe you'd prefer something a little more grown-up? She took a step closer, tilting her head up to look at me. Too close. I could smell the grapefruit shampoo in her hair. I stumbled back, hitting the doorframe. Don't you want her homework? She wiggled her prize, triumphant. Maya is my hero. I gritted out. I can't hear you. Maya is my hero. That's a good boy. She patted the worksheet against my chest, her fingers brushing against the fabric of my t-shirt. Her touch was cool. Make my burrito extra spicy tomorrow, she said. And about what you were just looking at, I won't forget it. She turned and skipped down the hall, the little lightning bolt tail of her onesie bouncing with every step. I stood in the doorway, clutching the worksheet. In the bottom corner, drawn in pencil, was a tiny heart. The kind you can't erase. That girl was a menace. The next morning, I was waiting for her with a breakfast burrito, extra bacon, double hot sauce. Maya strolled down her front steps, her uniform jacket tied around her waist. The sleeves of her white button-down rolled to her elbows. You're 3 minutes late, I said, handing over the bag. She leaned in and sniffed it. Smells right, she declared. You didn't poison it. Why would I want to poison my hero? Don't call me that. Didn't you sing a different tune last night? She took a huge bite, getting hot sauce on the corner of her mouth. I instinctively reached out to wipe it away, but rerouted mid-motion to scratch the back of my own head. Here, I said, holding out a napkin. You get it, she said, tilting her face up and closing her eyes. Her eyelashes fluttered like butterflies on a flower petal. Get it yourself. Fine. She opened her eyes, a flash of disappointment crossing her face before disappearing. We have that physics quiz today. How many times are you planning on begging for my help? I don't need it. That's not what I heard last week when your mom grounded you for failing the last one, she retorted. Who stayed up all night tutoring you? You did. So, what's the magic word? Thank you. Lame. She licked the hot sauce from the corner of her mouth, deliberately slow. I had to look away. You sure you don't need my help today? Yep. Confident. Yep. Then let's make a bet, she said. If you pass, I'll owe you one favor. Anything you want. And if I fail, you owe me one favor. So either way, you win. Scared, she raised an eyebrow. You're on. Deal. She held out her pinky. Seriously, we're not 5. Just making sure you don't bail. Her cool finger hooked around mine. We shook 3 times. Now seal it. She pressed her thumb against mine. It was warm and soft. There. No takebacks. She skipped ahead, her ponytail swinging in the morning sun. I looked down at my hand, the ghost of her touch still there. During the physics quiz, the final essay question looked vaguely familiar. It was the same type of problem Maya had walked me through the night before, just with different numbers. I glanced up at her. She was facing forward, her back straight as she wrote. The sun filtering through the window made the tips of her ears seem translucent, outlining the tiny, soft hairs. As if she could feel my gaze, she suddenly turned her head, her eyes meeting mine. She mouthed the words, "Need a little help?" I looked down at my paper and started writing, a smile I couldn't stop spreading across my face. When I walked past her desk to turn in my quiz, she tapped her fingers on the tabletop in a familiar rhythm. Morse code, our old trick. IDIOT. I reached out and lightly smacked the back of her head. You're dead, she mouthed, her eyes wide. Below the desk, she flipped me off. I caught her hand, my fingers wrapping around hers. We'll see who's failing, I whispered. Get off me, she hissed, pulling her hand back. The tips of her ears were bright red. It was pouring when school let out. I didn't have an umbrella. Maya produced a small, foldable one from her backpack. Say I'm your hero, and I'll share. Nope. You'll catch a cold. I'll survive. I stepped out into the downpour. A moment later, she was beside me, holding the umbrella over both of us. Fine, I guess I can share. Thanks. What was that? Thanks. Still can't hear you. I stopped walking. She bumped right into my back. Hey, why'd you stop? Maya, what? Thank you. She stared at me for a second, then a grin spread across her face, sly and satisfied, like a cat that had gotten the cream. Whoa, Leo Thompson with a sincere thank you. Did the world start spinning backwards? Because, I said, leaning closer, your ears are red. No, they're not. She shoved the umbrella into my hand. Hold it yourself. I hope you get soaked. She stomped ahead. I held the umbrella and kept pace with her. I thought you wanted me to get soaked. I changed my mind. Couldn't bear it. I just don't want you getting sick and giving it to me. She kicked a puddle, splashing water all over the cuffs of my jeans. You did that on purpose. So what if I did? You really hold a grudge? That's what you get for teasing me. I just said your ears were red. So what if they were? It was kind of cute. She went silent. She didn't say another word until we reached her front door. I closed the umbrella and handed it back to her. She took it, looking down. Hey, the burrito was really good. Want another one tomorrow? Yeah, spicy. If you pass the quiz, I said, I'll consider it a reward. She disappeared inside without looking back. The physics scores were posted. I got a 72, barely passed. Maya got a 75. A narrow victory, she said, poking my arm. A deal's a deal. Thought of what you want me to do yet? Yeah. Spill it. I'll keep the favor for later. You always do this. You still haven't used the one you won last year. I'm saving them up. Is there interest on these things? Scared, I shot her own word back at her. Whatever. She grinned and leaned in close. You know, my favor could be making you sing the national anthem in the middle of the cafeteria. Or maybe a dramatic love confession to me over the school's intercom. Or maybe... The morning bell saved me. As she turned away, the end of her ponytail brushed against my cheek. During study hall, a folded note landed on my desk. Just thought of my favor. I opened it. Inside was a clumsy stick figure wearing a dress and running. On the back it said, just kidding. I actually want one of those cheesecake bites from the sweet spot downtown. Right now. I sighed and stood up. Mr. Davis, I have a really bad stomachache. Can I go to the nurse? Mr. Davis nodded. Across the room, Maya was hiding her smile behind her textbook. As I walked past her desk, she slipped another note into my hand. Make sure they're fresh out of the oven. They're not sweet otherwise. It was a 40-minute round trip to the bakery. I slipped out the side entrance, bought the still warm cheesecake bites, and snuck back in, hiding them in my jacket. I slid them into her desk. Her fingers brushed against mine as she took them, her pinky hooking around mine for just a second. A minute later, a note came back. Delicious. I forgive you for teasing me this morning. Underneath, she'd drawn a smiley face. That weekend, she came over to my house to study. My mom greeted her like a long-lost daughter. Maya, you get prettier every time I see you. I'm making lasagna tonight, your favorite. Leo hasn't been bothering you, has he? He bothers me all the time, Maya said, faking a sob. He steals my erasers, and he pulls my hair. My mom shot me a death glare. What's this about? She pinched me first. I pulled up my sleeve to show her the faint bruise on my arm. You too, my mom said, shaking her head. Fighting since you were kids. What are you going to do when you're married? The air in the room went completely still. Maya looked down, taking a huge bite of an apple, her ears glowing red. I pretended to be fascinated by a page in my textbook, my fingers creasing the corner. Gotta go start my homework, Mrs. Thompson, Maya mumbled, escaping to my room. I followed her in. She immediately locked the door and leaned against it, glaring at me. What was your mom talking about? Why are you blushing? Who's blushing? It's hot in here. Your face is red, I said, and your ears. So is yours, she shot back. That's because you're making me mad. We stared at each other for a second, then both burst out laughing. We're so dumb, she said, plopping down on the rug. Okay, homework. Latvia Yugot. The last 3 problems in the calculus chapter. Say, I'm your hero, and I'll teach you. Do the cheesecake bites mean nothing to you? That was a separate transaction. She flipped through my notebook. We went over this problem type. You forgot already? You're hopeless. She tapped my forehead lightly with her pencil. Look here. You drew the tangent line in the wrong place. She leaned over me to write in the notebook, a strand of her hair falling across the back of my hand. It tickled. That grapefruit scent again. I quietly took a deep breath. Get it now? Nope. Are you doing this on purpose? No. I'm genuinely lost. She explained it again, with an uncharacteristic amount of patience. Why are you being so nice today? I asked. Can't let your mom's lasagna go to waste. After the homework was done, she flopped onto my bed and scrolled through her phone. Homecoming is next week, she said. What's your class doing for the rally? A choir performance. Lame. We're doing a skit. Oh yeah, Snow White. Let me guess, you're the princess? Nope, she said proudly. I'm the poison apple. I burst out laughing. Shut up, she said, kicking my leg. The drama teacher said my radiant energy was perfect for the role. She propped herself up on her elbows. Actually, the evil queen needs a magic mirror. You interested? The narrator spot is still open. Please, say Leo is my hero, and I'll think about it. In your dreams. She rolled over, her back to me. Fine, don't do it. There's a freshman who's been begging for a part. He's actually pretty cute. On the basketball team. I reached over and tugged her ponytail. Ow, what? Which freshman? Say, I'm your hero, and I'll tell you. Forget it. Are you jealous? No, you totally are. She sat up and grabbed my face with both hands, squishing my cheeks. Leo Thompson, is it so hard to be honest? You're not honest. I shot back. Who's the one who's always secretly watching me at basketball practice? Oh, she asked, her eyes darting away. I don't know what you're talking about. Must be some girl with a secret crush on you. She doesn't just watch, I said, pulling out my phone. She takes pictures. I opened my photo gallery. It was full of pictures of her, taken from the stands. Dozens of them, all rapid-fire shots. Her eyes went wide. When did you forgot your sign at your Google account on my laptop. Your photos auto-synced. You're a creep, a stalker. She lunged for my phone. I held it up high. So, it's okay when you do it. Delete them. No, fine. Then I'm taking pictures of you. She whipped out her phone and started snapping away. Ooh, this one is hideous. I'm making my lock screen so I can laugh at you every day. Go for it. She actually did it. It was a picture of me mid-yawn, and it was horrifying. You really hold a grudge. I'll learn from the best, she said, waving her phone victoriously. Let's make a deal. You delete yours, I delete mine. No way. Why not? Because I look good in my pictures, she said, as if it was the most obvious thing in the world. I tackled her, trying to get the phone. We wrestled on the floor, but I was letting her win. She ended up pinning me, holded her phone up like a trophy. Begged me, please. Not sincere enough. The door suddenly swung open. My mom stood there, holding a platter of sliced fruit, her eyes wide. Were you too? Maya scrambled off me in a flash. I tripped. He tripped me. I stared at her. No, you Mrs. Thompson, he's bullying me, she wailed, hiding behind my mom. My mom grabbed my ear and twisted. How old are you? Still playing rough like this? Here, Maya, have some fruit. Stay away from him before you catch his stupidity. Maya made a face at me over my mom's shoulder, mouthing the words, you deserved it. I rubbed my red ear, then nudged her foot with mine under the coffee table. She stepped on my slipper, but then, under the table, her fingers secretly passed me a grape. It was the sweetest one on the plate. For the homecoming rehearsal, I ended up being the magic mirror. Maya had threatened to tell my mom where I hid my old Nintendo Switch if I didn't. The evil queen, draped in a black cloak, held up the poison apple. Maya, dressed in a bright red sweatsuit, and asked her line. Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all? You are, O queen, I deadpanned. If you laugh, I will end you, Maya hissed from behind the queen. I noticed a freshman from the basketball team in the audience. He couldn't take his eyes off her. During a break, he walked up and handed her a bottle of water. You're a really good apple, senior. Thanks, she said, beaming a smile so sweet it made my teeth hurt. I'd never seen her smile at me like that. I felt a surge of annoyance. I twisted the cap off my own water bottle so hard that water sloshed out. Leo, what are you doing? She asked, shaking a few drops off her hand. It slipped. The freshman offered her a napkin. Your friend doesn't seem very happy. Oh, him, Maya said breezily. He gets like this sometimes. It's his time of the month. The freshman laughed. My annoyance level went up another notch. We need to run the next scene, I said, grabbing her by the wrist. Hang on, I'm talking to him. We need to change a line, I lied. What line? Just come here. I dragged her backstage. What is your problem? She demanded. What's your problem? Why were you smiling at that kid like that? I smile at you all the time. It's not the same. How is it not the same? It just isn't. She went quiet for a moment. Then she smirked. Leo, don't tell me I'm not. I haven't even said anything yet. Whatever it is, I'm not. She leaned in, studying my face. Jealous? That's ridiculous. You totally are. She poked my chest with her finger. Your heart is beating really fast. It's hot back here. Sure it is. She took 2 steps back and did a little twirl. The freshman just wanted some acting tips. What did you think was happening? I don't care what was happening. Oh, she drew out the word again. Then you won't mind if I go back and finish our conversation? He offered to buy me a boba tea. She started to walk away. I grabbed her sleeve. Rehearsal isn't over. The director called a 5-minute break. We're doing extra practice. And why should I listen to you? Because of this. I pulled out my phone and showed her the text she'd sent me yesterday. Maya, will you go to the bookstore with me after the play? If you're asking for a favor, you should be nicer about it, I said. She raised an eyebrow. Fine, I just won't go. You can go by yourself. No, then be nicer. I took a deep theatrical bow. Would you please do me the honor? Barely acceptable, she said, but she was smiling. You're such a jealous weirdo. Not jealous. Artu, I am not. From across the stage, the freshman waved. Hey Maya, coming, she called back, but she didn't move. She just stood there, looking at me. You can go, I said grudgingly. By your royal decree, she teased, kicking my shin. Let's run lines. And you're buying me a taro boba tea tonight. Extra boba, why me? Emotional damages. What damages? Watching you fake a smile is hurting my eyes. She glared at me, but she stayed and ran lines. I don't know when the freshman left. The homecoming play was a hit. Her performance as the poison apple got a standing ovation. During the curtain call, the freshman appeared and handed her a huge bouquet of red roses. She looked surprised for a second, then took them and said thank you. I stared at the bouquet like it was a live bomb. Backstage, she opened the card that came with the flowers. Maya, would you go out with me? It read. I snatched the card out of her hand. Hey, confiscated. On what grounds? Dating distracts from your studies. You're not my dad. I'm looking out for you. She tried to grab the card back, but I held it over my head. Leo, yo, get it back. Nope. Why not? Because. I stalled, trying to think of a reason. She was staring at me, her eyes shining. Because. What? Because I got you something too? I said, a desperate attempt to change the subject. She held out her hand. What? I reached in my pocket and pulled out a single lint-covered strawberry hard candy. It was her favorite flavor. That's it. Yep. Give me back the card. No. She unwrapped the candy and popped it in her mouth. It's sweet, she mumbled. So give me the card. Then she shook her head. Nope, not sweet enough. You're a jerk. She leaned in close. I could smell the strawberry on her breath. How about we trade for this? She kissed my cheek, a quick, soft press of her lips, and then pulled away. Deal. I handed her the card. She immediately ripped it into tiny pieces. Just kidding, she said with a smirk. I was going to throw it out anyway. You. I was still touching my cheek where she'd kissed me, completely stunned. She burst into a fit of giggles. You're such an idiot. That was your first kiss, wasn't it? You're welcome. Wasn't my first kiss, I blurted out. Last year, when you had that really high fever. I kissed you then. She froze, her mouth open. Her face turned a shade of red I'd never seen before. Really? No, I made it up, she shrieked, grabbing her backpack and bolting from the room. I stood there for a second, then ran after her. Maya, wait up. I could hear her laughing as she sprinted down the empty hallway. You'll have to catch me to find out if it's true. Of course, I didn't catch her. She ducked into the girls' bathroom. I stood guard outside the door. Come out. Nope. Tell me. I pleaded. When last year? Guess. I had a fever like 3 times. It was one of those times. Be more specific. Ask me nicely. Please. Oh, great and powerful Maya, tell me. The door cracked open. Her eye peeked through. The truth is. She paused dramatically. I was totally lying. Ha ha. The door slammed shut. I'm gonna kill you. Violence is not the answer, came her muffled voice. My phone buzzed. It was a text from her. Maya, you still taking me to the bookstore? Maya. And don't forget my boba. Extra boba. Or I'm not telling. Me. Deal. At the bookstore, she was completely distracted. She stared at the same page for half an hour. Hey, your book is upside down. She fumbled to turn it the right way. It wasn't a real kiss, she said suddenly. Last year. I was just kidding. Oh, disappointed? No, you totally are. She closed the book with a snap. My first kiss is still available, you know. What's it got to do with me? I don't know. That freshman seems pretty nice. I snatched the book out of her hands. We're leaving. We've only been here an hour. I have homework to do. Since were you so dedicated to your studies? I've turned over a new leaf. I dragged her out of the store. The street lights were flickering on. She walked behind me, stepping on my shadow. Leo, yeah, you can't tell anyone about what happened today. What part? All of it, including you kissing me, especially that part. Why'd you do it? To mess with you, obviously. Oh, why else would I do it? I don't know. She stopped walking. I turned to face her. What do you want the reason to be? She asked, her voice suddenly serious. The truth. The truth is, she took a deep breath. I felt like it. Is that a problem? No. I looked down at her. So if I feel like it, I can kiss you back. To be fair, her eyes went wide. You wouldn't dare. Try me. I leaned in. She squeezed her eyes shut, her eyelashes trembling. I stopped, my lips just a centimeter from hers. Just kidding. She opened her eyes, a mixture of embarrassment and fury on her face. Leo Thompson. Yeah, you are so dead. How am I dead? She launched herself at me, biting my arm. It didn't hurt. It was like being gummed by a kitten. You're a maniac. You bet I am. She was practically hanging off my arm. A couple walking by stared at us. What are you looking at? She yelled at them. They quickly looked away and hurried off. Get off. No, you're a koala. Yep. I bent down and scooped her up, giving her a piggyback ride. Geez, you're heavy. Liar. Too many breakfast burritos. That's your fault. Maybe I should cut you off. Don't you dare, she said, tightening her arms around my neck. From now on, I want extra bacon. You'll get fat. We can get fat together. Her forehead rested against the side of my head, our breath mingling in the cool air. Leo, yeah, carry me home. What? My feet hurt. They seemed fine when you were attacking me a minute ago. It's a sudden onset condition. You're faking. It really hurts, she whimpered, her voice cracking just enough to sound convincing. I sighed and bent my knees. Get on. She happily climbed onto my back. Am I heavy? Like a bag of bricks. I'm gonna kill you. Just telling the truth. She playfully choked me. You still have to carry me. Okay, For my whole life? She asked. Her voice was so quiet, it was almost a whisper. Yeah, I can't hear you. Okay, I said louder this time. Okay, what? For your whole life. She was silent after that, her cheek pressed against my back. It felt warm. When we got to her building, she slid off. Thanks. No problem. I'll get you that boba tomorrow. Okay. Hey, she said, grabbing the hem of my shirt. That first kiss. Actually, she leaned in and quickly kissed the corner of my mouth. It's gone now. She ran inside her building before I could react. I stood there for a long moment, my fingers touching my lips. I pulled out my phone. Me? What was that supposed to mean? Maya. Exactly what it sounds like. Me, explain. Maya. Figure it out yourself. Me. I can't figure it out. Maya. Then just think about it. If you can't sleep, don't blame me. Me. I already can't sleep. Maya, good. You deserve it. Me, you too. Maya. I'm sleeping just fine. Me. Are your ears red? Maya. Me. I bet they are. The security camera at your front door will prove it. There really was a camera pointed at her door. She sent back an angry emoji. Maya. Delete the footage, me. Ask me nicely. Maya, please. Me. Not sincere enough. Maya. Then what do you want? Me. Tomorrow's breakfast burrito. 3 strips of bacon. Maya, deal. Me. So, how was your first kiss? Maya. Too fast. Didn't feel anything. Me. Want to try again? Maya. Guess. Me. I'm guessing yes. Maya. You guessed wrong. Me, liar. Maya. Am not. Me, fine then. Good night. Maya, good night. 5 minutes later, my phone buzzed again. Maya. I didn't really feel anything either. Maya. Maybe we should try again. No. Maya, oh. Me. Unless you ask me nicely. Maya. In your dreams, me. Then go to sleep. Me. Please. Me. I can't hear you. Maya, Leo. Please. Me. That's a good girl. Me. Meet me at the track tomorrow morning. Maya. Why the track? Me. No one will be there. Maya. Okay. Maya. Don't forget my boba. With extra boba. Me, I know. Me, good night. Maya, good night. I stared at my phone until the screen went dark. There was no way I was getting any sleep. I got to the track early the next morning, holding a taro boba tea with extra boba and a breakfast burrito with 3 strips of bacon. Maya showed up 10 minutes late, wearing her uniform skirt and a high ponytail. Morning, she said, her eyes sparkling. Boba. I handed it to her. She took a long sip. Acceptable. Burrito. It's cold. Did you do that on purpose? Got held up. Doing what? That's a secret. She took a bite of the burrito, getting a crumb on the corner of her mouth. I reached out. This time I didn't pull my hand back. My thumb brushed across her lips. She froze, nearly dropping her drink. You had a crumb. Oh, thanks. She looked down, chewing on her straw. Her ears were bright red. So, I said, getting straight to the point. Are we going to do this or not? She choked on her boba. That's a little direct, don't you think? Why waste time? Here? She asked, gesturing at the empty track. The only sound was the chirping of birds. Yeah. No way. Why not? There's no atmosphere. What kind of atmosphere do you need? I don't know. At least some flowers or something. There's a sycamore tree over there. Doesn't count. Then what do you want? Maple trees, she said decisively. The leaves aren't red yet. So we'll wait for fall. It's still summer. Then I guess you'll have to wait. She turned to leave. I grabbed her wrist. I can't wait. Why not? That freshman is still lurking. Her eyes curved into a smile. Admitting you like me now? You first. Nope. Me neither. A standoff then. Let's break it. I leaned in. She backed away until she was pressed against the trunk of the sycamore tree. Are you serious? Yep. Close your eyes, she commanded. I closed them and waited. I felt her eyelashes brush against my cheek, and then she burst out laughing. I can't, she gasped. I can't do it. What are you laughing at? Your face. You look so serious, like you're about to face a firing squad. I opened my eyes. She was doubled over, laughing. Okay, new rule, she said, wiping a tear from her eye. 3 chances. You just wasted 1. 2 left. Starting now. She cleared her throat and leaned in again, and immediately started laughing again. Wait. Your lips are trembling. No, they're not. They totally are. It's cold. It's 80 degrees out. The boba was cold. I took a sip. Okay, for real this time. The third time, she closed her eyes and leaned in. At the last possible second, I turned my head. The kiss landed on the corner of my mouth, just like she'd done to me. Revenge, she squeaked, her eyes flying open. Fair is fair, I said, smiling. Leo Thompson. Yeah. You are so dead. She tackled me again, this time biting my shoulder. It didn't hurt. Maniac. You bet I am. She clung to me like a koala. Heavy. Shut up. She gnawed on my neck, leaving a faint red mark. There. Stamped. You're mine. What's yours? I asked. You are. Oh. That's it. Just oh. What else? Say okay, she ordered. Then she hopped down. And I'm yours too, she added, her voice barely a whisper. I can't hear you. You did that on purpose. Yep, I said, grinning. Say it again. No. Fine. Then I'll say it. Maya, you're mine. She froze, and a slow blush crept up her neck, covering her entire face. Oh, just oh. What else? She mumbled, kicking my shin. The boba's getting warm. You have to buy me a new one. Why? Emotional damages. What damages? My heart's beating too fast. She took my hand and pressed it against her chest. It was hammering. I'll pay you back, I said. Ow! For a lifetime. She went quiet. Then her fingers tightened around mine. Deal. After that day, we never had a big, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend talk. We just were, and everyone knew it, including the freshman. He sent Maya an apology note. I didn't realize you two were a couple. Maya showed it to me. Who's a couple with him? She sniffed, but she tucked the note into a little metal box where she kept all my old, doodled-on class notes. Are you treasuring it? It's evidence, she said. For our next fight. You think ahead. Of course, she said, tossing her head proudly. You're not getting away from me. Summer came, and we spent most days at the library. She would pretend to study, but I'd catch her sketching me while I was falling asleep in my textbook. That's hideous, I said, snatching the sketchbook. It's realistic. She grabbed it back. You owe me for slander. I'll buy you a boba tea. You've corrupted me. I messed up her hair, and she kicked me under the table. The librarian glared at us. Quiet. We both ducked our heads, pretending to write. Under the table, our hands found each other. She traced circles on my palm with her finger. It tickled. It's hot, I whispered, pulling my hand away. She glared at me. You don't want to hold my hand? Yeah. I'm going to kill you, she mouthed. She pinched the back of my hand, but it didn't hurt. Domestic abuse. Who's your domestic partner? You are. Shameless, she whispered, but her face was red as she laced her fingers tightly with mine. In August, during a massive thunderstorm, the power went out at her house. She came over to stay the night. The guest room is all set up, my mom said. Thank you, Mrs. Thompson, Maya replied, the perfect picture of politeness. Later that night, she snuck into my room. I'm scared of the thunder, she whispered, clutching a pillow at my door. You're faking. No, I'm really scared. A flash of lightning lit up her face. It was a little pale. Get in. I moved over, making space on the bed. She slipped under the covers, bringing her grapefruit scent with her. You're warm, she sighed, her ice-cold feet touching my leg. You're freezing. I'm helping you cool down. She snuggled closer. Behave. Nope. She wrapped an arm around my waist, her head resting on my chest. Your heart is beating really fast. It's hot in here. Excuses, she murmured, her breath warm against my skin. Lao. Yeah. Sing to me. I don't sing. Sing the one you used to sing to me when we were little and I couldn't sleep. I forgot it. Liar. She started to hum it herself, completely off key. Please stop. Is it bad? Yes. She pinched my side. Then you sing. I'm a few bars. She listened quietly. You're off key too. Takes one to know one. She laughed softly. What are we going to do when we have to sing lullabies to our kids? You think ahead. It's a legitimate concern. You can sing, I said, and they'll be tone deaf like us. Sound fine. She propped her head up, her eyes shining in the dark. It's a deal then. Yeah. Another clap of thunder rattled the windows. She burrowed deeper into my side. I'm not actually scared, she confessed. I know. I just wanted to cuddle. I know. Then hold me tighter. I tightened my arm around her. Like this. Yeah, she mumbled, her voice already thick with sleep. Good night. Good night. The rain fell all night long, and she slept soundly in my arms. Before school started, the maple leaves began to turn red. She dragged me to the park. Remember? Remember what? What I said at the track. About the maple leaves. She pointed to the hills, which were ablaze with red and orange. The atmosphere is here. She stood under a maple tree. Want to try? I walked over to her and bent down, kissing her. This time, there was no laughing, no pulling away. It was soft like a maple leaf falling. She kissed me back, hesitant but sincere. When we pulled apart, we were both blushing. How was it, she asked. Sweet, like boba tea? I just had some. Me too, she smiled. Stamped. Officially. Boyfriend? I asked. Yeah. Girlfriend? Yeah. She picked up a fallen maple leaf and pressed it into my palm. A token of my love. It's a leaf. If you don't want it, give it back. I closed my hand around it. It's mine now. And just like that, we were together. There was no big dramatic moment. It felt as natural as the seasons changing. Summer ended and autumn arrived. The maple leaves were perfectly red. She still teased me every day, and I still played along. That long, silent battle of waiting for the other person to confess first. It ended in a win for both of us. Leo, she said one day, using my first name with a rare seriousness. What's up? I like you first. I know. Then why didn't you say anything? I was waiting for you. You're too proud. So are you. She laughed and threw her arms around me. But you're mine now. Yep. Forever. We'll see how you behave. Jerk, she said, then bit my lip softly. How about now? Okay, I said. Forever. She hummed, satisfied, and hugged me tighter. Behind us, the maple leaves fell, carpeting the world in red. Our world was just beginning.